Hi, my name is Christy Whitman, and I'm going to show you step by step how to create your ideal body within 8 short weeks and how to keep your ideal body forever, right now in this free presentation. You'll learn exactly how to create your ideal body with no dieting, no food restrictions, and no guilt. I promise. In this video, you'll also learn 2 key factors that nobody in the diet world is telling you and how it can help you lose weight today. Plus, you'll learn the best advice that will ensure that you actually keep your ideal body forever, unlike those fly-by-night crash diets. This is completely opposite from the run-of-the-mill advice that you get from all the doctors, trainers, and diet programs you see out there. So I'm going to warn you though, I have a lot of friends in the industry who won't like what I have to say, so I'm not going to leave this presentation up for long. So if you're ready, then let's get started. First, we really need to define what it means to create your ideal body. You are totally different from anybody else, and while you may want to lose 20 pounds in the first month, following my advice in this video, that may not be what's ideal for you. How much you lose in the first month really depends more on how much you have to lose in total and less on how much you'd like to lose. Meaning, if you're 30 pounds overweight, losing 20 pounds in the first month is just not realistic, nor is it healthy. I don't recommend it. If you're 100 pounds overweight, losing 20 pounds or more the first month is actually quite easy and still very healthy. So let's take a second to define what your ideal body looks like, and then I'll show you how to create it quickly. When I talk about having your ideal body, I'm talking about looking healthy, feeling healthy, having a lot of energy, and easily being able to move your body. Looking in the mirror and smiling because you love what you see. Also, creating your ideal body is a personal thing. It's different for everyone because we all have different bone structures, genetics, and body shapes. Don't worry about what the advertisements say or what the media says, your ideal body should be or what you should look like. You are the only one that can say what's ideal for you, how you fit best, how you feel more comfortable in your skin. So with that said, what would your ideal body look like? I'm also going to challenge you to not think about weight or how many pounds that you have to lose, but what you'd like to look like. So look at these pictures below and find the one that you feel is your ideal body. Remember, everyone is different. We're all made differently. So what's ideal for someone else isn't necessarily what's ideal for you. For some of you ladies, your ideal body might be a size 4 like it is for me, or it could be a size 8 or 12 or 16. Guys, your ideal body might be a 30-inch waist or a 34 or a 36 waist. Now take a second to just imagine, what would you look like if you were healthy, happy, and able to move your body with ease? Take a second to imagine what you would feel like. What's ideal for you? What's ideal for your specific body and your body type? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Great. Now let's talk about getting you there quickly and, more importantly, keeping you there forever. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you how to create your ideal body without dieting, without food restrictions, and without guilt. To do this, we have to realize why diets don't work and why restricting yourself in any way will only lead you to failure and guilt and ultimately put the weight that you work so hard to lose back on. Most diets tell you what you should and shouldn't eat, right? It doesn't matter if they're low carb, no carb, counting calories, eating only raw foods, or whatever else is trendy at the moment. They're all based on restrictions. They're all based on telling you what to do. Right? Well, let me ask you this. When someone tells you to do something, what's your initial reaction? If you're like 98% of the rest of the world and anything like me, your initial reaction is not to do it. It doesn't mean that you may not choose to do it, but your initial subconscious reaction is to say no and not to do it, right? If I walk up to you on the street and say, "Give me $5, what's your instant response? No. And while you may ask, why should I give you $5? You're doing this because your subconscious mind already decided no. and you're trying to consciously see if there's a good enough reason to change your mind. This is the same dynamic whenever someone asks you to do something. You initially say or just think no, and then if they can convince you, you might change your mind and do it. This is a natural human reaction, and it's been ingrained in our subconscious mind since we were children. Here's just one example of how this came to be. Think back to when you were a little kid and you were in a store with your parents and you asked them to buy you a toy or a candy bar. What was their answer 99% of the time? Well, what about when you asked to stay up late and watch television on a school night? What was their answer then? What about when you wanted to go out and play before doing your homework? What was their answer? You see, when we were kids, we always wanted something. We're always asking to do something or to have something, and most of the time our parents would just say no. And you can't blame them, because if they let you do whatever you wanted, you would have gotten yourself into even more trouble than you already did, right? I mean, let's be honest. They were looking out for you, and what they thought was in your best interest. Whether you agree with them or not is a whole different story. The main point is, we're taught from a young age that no is the standard response when you ask for something. Just ask any salesperson, and they'll tell you that it takes 5 no's before you actually get a yes. So why? Because this is simply ingrained in our subconscious mind. It becomes our natural human reaction when we're asked or told to do something. So when we decide to go on a diet that restricts us and tells us that we can only have certain foods and we can't have other foods, we immediately feel restricted and we naturally don't want to do it, right? But then we look at all the facts, read more about it, and decide that we should give it a try because we want to lose the weight. We convince ourselves to say yes to the diet and to the restrictions. But unfortunately, this isn't a decision that we only make once and then we're done. This is a decision that we have to make over and over and over again every single minute, every single hour, every single day. Every time that you get hungry and you're following a diet that tells you what you can and cannot eat, you have to fight your natural response of no and convince yourself that you should follow the diet. This is where willpower comes into play. I like to think of willpower as your inner cheerleader telling you to stick to your diet, or better yet, a little angel on your shoulder whispering in your ear to do the right thing. I know it sounds kind of funny, but think about it for a second. You use willpower to do something that is good for you, yet not something that you would do naturally. It's like choosing between eating a piece of cake or eating a carrot. Naturally, you want to eat the cake, right? I mean, it sounds tastier than a carrot does. But then your willpower angel chimes in and says, hey, you're trying to lose weight, and you know that cake isn't allowed on your diet. Why don't you eat a carrot instead? Now, if this is day 1 of your diet, chances are that your willpower, your inner cheerleader, is strong, and you're able to convince yourself to choose the carrot. But if it's day 15 of your restricted diet and you're offered a piece of cake, your willpower angel may not do a good job of convincing you to eat the carrot. Not only do you have your willpower trying to convince you to make the good choice, you also have your subconscious mind naturally fighting against being told what to do. So we have this inner battle going on inside of us every time we're on a restrictive diet. It's like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. Whenever we feel hungry on a restricted diet, we have to choose the angel or the devil. And that sucks. And quite frankly, it's just too hard. Been there, done that. This is why almost all diets fail. It's too much to ask any one person to fight this battle at every meal and expect to win. On top of all that, when you break your diet by eating that piece of cake, you start to feel guilty. You start to beat yourself up for eating it and you feel down and depressed. And then what happens when we feel down? We actually turn to food, and not the good ones either. I have yet to meet someone who felt a bit down and turned to a bag of carrots to feel better. Nope. They usually turn to a bag of chips, cookies, piece of cake. Ben & Jerry's, becomes your best friend. So, what do we do about this? Well, the first thing is we need to realize that it's the old weight loss formula that everyone teaches, and it's just not accurate. It doesn't work. You see, almost every doctor, trainer, dietitian, or other weight loss expert will tell you that to lose weight, you have to eat right and work out. They tell you that 80% of your results will come from what you eat or don't eat, and 20% will come from exercise. And I think that's way off. They're forgetting the #1 rule to true everlasting weight loss. Yes, absolutely. What you eat is important. Yes, absolutely. Exercising is important too. But neither one of them means anything if you're not doing them consistently. Plus, every diet program out there is based on restrictions. Do this, don't do that. You know how well that works, right? If they did, you wouldn't be watching this video. So what's the third ingredient that you need to see real results that last forever? Believe it or not, it has nothing to do with what you eat. It has nothing to do how much you exercise. In fact, you lose more weight and keep it off longer if you just stop worrying about what you eat and how much you exercise altogether. If you want to lose weight quickly and keep it off forever, there's really only one thing that you have to do. Reprogram your brain. So let me explain. If you're constantly having an inner battle between your angel and your devil on what to eat, how much to exercise, and everything else that goes into it, you'll end in failure 98% of the time. Seriously, how many diets have you been on? I can't even count how many diets I've been on. How many times have you tried to lose weight? How long did you keep the weight off? How many of these diets were restriction-based? Listen, it's not your fault that the diets didn't work. They're inherently flawed by not addressing the fact that you have to shift your mindset. You have to reprogram your brain. And unfortunately, 98% of the people who try these diets will fail too. In reality, every diet that's out there works, and they're filled with great advice on what to eat and how to work out, but they fall short in addressing the most important part of the equation: reprogramming your brain so that you can lose weight. So here's what a real weight loss formula looks like. You've got part reprogramming your brain, nutrition, and exercise. 70% of your focus should be on reprogramming your brain, 20% on nutrition, and 10% on exercising. This is the only real way to lose weight and keep it off. Anyone who's been successful at losing weight, regardless of the diet program they've chosen, they lost it because they shifted their mindset. Now, they probably didn't do it because the program taught it. They just won the battle between willpower, the little angel, versus their natural instincts, the little devil. They listened to that little angel on their shoulder more than the little devil. This is hard to do, and it's why only 2% of people who try diets are successful. Look, there's an easy way to reprogram your brain and guarantee that you lose the weight and keep it off forever. And you don't have to do it the hard way, the way most people try to do it, the way I used to do it. And you don't have to fight an internal battle at every meal and hope that you win. When you reprogram your brain properly, you actually eliminate the battle altogether. So, how do you reprogram your brain, and how does it actually help you create your ideal body? This is the exciting part. When you address the problem at the core and you shift your subconscious mind from naturally saying no to a diet plan to saying yes, you'll instantly start losing weight because you won't have a constant battle going on. You see, instead of the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other one fighting against each other at every single meal, when you reprogram your brain properly, you'll end up having an angel on each shoulder, each one with pom-poms cheering you on. There's no more internal battle. Now here's the best part. Sometimes you want to eat the cake, and your little angels on your shoulder will cheer you on. But that's okay too. Do it. You won't feel any guilt or shame, and you'll still be in complete integrity with yourself and your goals. Okay, so this is just one example of reprogramming your brain. There's more reprogramming that we have to do in order to see fast and immediate weight loss, which actually brings me to my next point. And you'll want to write this one down. Everyone talks about losing weight or that you're on some kind of weight loss program. Think about those words for a second. Weight loss. Now let me ask you this. What's the first thing you do when you realize you've lost something? Let's say that you're about to go to dinner and you realize that you lost your keys. What do? Exactly. You start frantically searching for your keys, and the only thing on your mind is find your keys. Even if you have a spare set, the whole time you're at dinner, you're thinking about where you left your keys so that you can find them. Well, what do you think happens subconsciously when you spend months or even years losing weight? Right again, you're going to want to find it. Think about it. Whenever you lose something, you search to find it. Well, it's the same thing with losing weight. Once you lose it, subconsciously, you're going to want to find it. So from here on out, I'm only going to refer to it as weight release, and I strongly encourage you to do the same. I know it may not seem like a big deal, right? But it is. Think about it just for a second. When we release something, we're letting it go forever, never to be seen again. And I think we can both agree that once you release your weight and create your ideal body, you're never going to want to see that weight again, right? Look, these are just a couple examples of how powerful our minds are and how we have to spend time, committed time, reprogramming our minds for weight release. Please understand though, reprogramming your brain properly really is a process. As much as you may want it to happen instantly and overnight, it doesn't quite work that way. You've spent your entire life, 20, 30, 40 or more years programming your subconscious mind to fight against things. And it's going to take a little bit of time to reprogram it to stop fighting against and start fighting for your weight release. The good news is you can start the reprogram process immediately. You will start seeing a noticeable difference in just the first couple of days, and you'll be able to have completely reprogrammed your brain in just weeks. During this process, you'll start to release weight easily, and every pound you release, you consider it gone forever. This isn't a crash diet or some short-lived way of life. This is a process that shifts your mindset forever, which means once you release the weight, you keep it off forever. Do you want to lose 20 pounds your first month only to find it back on your body the next month? Or do you prefer to release 10 pounds your first month and keep it off forever? Me too. Once I released that weight, I never wanted it to return. This is what creating your ideal body is all about. It's not about creating your ideal body for a month or two or for a specific function you have coming up. It's about creating it once and keeping it the way it is. So if you're ready to stop dieting and start creating your ideal body today, here's how I can help. As I promised, I've already showed you the two important keys in releasing weight, but in the realm of weight release, there's much, much more that I want to show you. So I've created a complete system that focuses not only reprogramming your brain quickly and easily, but also addresses the two other pieces of the puzzle, nutrition and exercise. This is a complete weight release system that guarantees quicker, permanent weight release than any other diet or workout program on the market. I call it the Ideal Body System, and it's a complete step-by-step formula that takes you by the hand and guides you through my exclusive process that guarantees you release all of the weight you desire and keep it off forever, without dieting, without restrictions, and without guilt. This will be the last program that you'll ever use for creating your ideal body. I promise. So here's how it works. The Ideal Body System is broken down into 8 comprehensive steps that will instantly start transforming your body. Each of these steps are strategically designed to build on each other and complement each other. You'll also receive a complete step-by-step workbook, action guides, and a journal that you'll complete throughout the entire program to ensure your success. In addition to the complete program, there's some additional bonus material that I'm not going to tell you about here because I love to surprise and over-deliver on everything that I do, but it's there. So with that said, let's take a look at the 8 steps a little closer. Step number 1, reprogram your brain. This step serves as both an introduction to the program and also for the foundation of creating your ideal body. As I've talked about a lot, the more you focus on your inner world, the faster you will see changes in your outer world. Meaning, the more you concentrate on changing your inner reality, your thoughts, your feelings, intentions, beliefs, the faster you see results in your outer reality, your body, releasing fat, building muscle. This is the most important aspect of releasing weight, and that most programs don't address, and in this step will create a solid foundation for you to build on. Plus, you're going to absolutely love my unique meditation called Good Health is My Natural State at the end of this step. This is something you probably haven't experienced before, and you definitely don't want to miss. Step 2, nutrition. As you remember from the formula, we need 3 things for weight release. Reprogram your brain is the most important one. And then we have nutrition. In this step, we discuss nutrition and how it affects your body, your energy, and ultimately your mood. I'll give you some simple suggestions for foods that support your goals, help you burn fat quicker, and most importantly, are sustainable forever. This isn't a diet formula. This is simply an education on nutrition so that you have a solid foundation and understanding of the effects that food have on you. And as always, we discuss ways to reprogram your brain in relation to nutrition. Step 3, exercise and body movement. The third portion of the formula is exercise, and we discuss how simple body movements can create amazing results. So don't worry, you don't have to go to the gym 6 days a week for an hour at a time or an hour and a half or anything like that. It's simply an understanding of body movement that produces quick results. We also discuss reprogramming your brain as it relates to exercise and body movements in a totally different way. And at the end of this step, you'll want to move your body more. Not because you have to, but because you choose to, you want to. Step number 4, making powerful decisions. Now that we have a solid foundation with the 3-piece formula to weight release, it's time to focus on implementing them. And this always comes down to decision making. Do I go for a walk or do I watch TV? Do I eat the cake or the carrot? In this step, we focus on the most important aspect of releasing weight, because it's the little everyday decisions that we make that create the big changes in our daily weight release. We'll also complete a couple of exercises that literally reprograms your brain almost instantly to make decisions that support your goal of creating your ideal body. As much as you may want to skip ahead and do the first, this step first, because it's that powerful, I promise, I encourage you to complete the system in order. This really will ensure the quickest weight release and ongoing results. Step 5, reprogramming your brain while you sleep. Yes, it's true, and yes, it is that cool. As we focus on reprogramming our brains to support our weight release, why not do it while we're sleeping? We spend about 6 to 8 hours every day sleeping, so why not use this time to reprogram our brain? Well, in this step, I'm going to show you how you can reprogram your brain while you're asleep. Not only will you fall asleep faster and easier, but you also wake up refreshed and new. You'll roll out of bed every morning feeling better than the day before. You'll be ready to take on the world. This is so unique and powerful, it's hard to explain. All I can say is just wait until you complete this step. You never want to sleep the old way again. Step number 6, your future self. What if you could travel through time and talk to your future you? What if your future you already has your ideal body? What would you ask him or her? What would he or she tell you? In this step, I will lead you through a powerful guided meditation that will connect you with your future self. If you've never done this before, I can promise you'll love it. There are thousands of possible future selves that exist out there. Why not work with the one that you want to create? This is the one of the most powerful exercises that allows you to see and feel what it's like to have your ideal body right now. Listen, if you can't see yourself or feel yourself having your ideal body, you're not going to be able to create it. This step isn't just fun, but it can often be the missing ingredient that you need to finally create your ideal body once and for all. So step number 7, emotional freedom technique. It's called EFT, or the tapping technique. You heard of EFT, right? Either way, you're in for a real treat. EFT has actually been around for quite a while, and I could make a whole presentation just explaining it and how it works. But here's the gist. Most of us have some sort of emotional relationship to food. You may eat when you're happy, you may eat when you're sad, you may eat when you're social, you might do both, all of it. You may eat when you feel insecure or lonely, or even when you're just bored. Whatever your situation is, chances are you have some sort of emotional relationship towards food. EFT is one of the most powerful ways to release these emotional connections and allow you to just relate to food as a source of energy. EFT can be used for a lot of different things, but in this step, we'll focus on using it for creating our ideal bodies. EFT is fast, effective, and you can do it anywhere at any time. And you'll love this step. So step number 8, the 4 secret steps to change. In this final step, you'll learn how to tap into your ultimate power. You'll learn the 4 secret steps to everlasting change. It isn't taught in most programs, and I can promise you, this step will ensure you that you create your ideal body once and for all, and more importantly, keep it forever. Most people consider this the most powerful step in the program and say that it's one of the main reasons why they were able to release their weight and keep it off for years. So, with the ideal body system, you will Reprogram your brain for immediate weight release that will last a lifetime. Get out of the bad habits that are causing you pain and replace them with positive ones. Find the cause for your weight gain. You'll learn a food guide that guarantees success. Learn an exercise and body movement program specifically for your body. Learn how to maintain your weight once you release all of it, never to yo-yo again. And you will connect with your well-being, vitality, and create unlimited energy. You'll learn great tools like EFT, theta, and many other processes so that you know what to do if you ever slip back into the old patterns. You'll fit into the clothes that you want to and be able to wear the types of clothes you desire to wear. You'll stop beating yourself up, and learn how to change negative patterns into positive patterns. You'll feel confident, and you'll feel in control and powerful, and you'll create your ideal body. So quite simply, the Ideal Body System is your complete guide to total, everlasting weight release. So I'm sure that you're now wondering how many hundreds of dollars is a system like this worth, right? Or how much does it cost? Before we talk about exactly how much it is, let's talk about what it's worth. What's it worth to you to never have to diet again? What's it worth to you to finally be able to wear your skinny jeans again? How much is it worth to you to never have to buy another weight loss program for the rest of your life? How much is it worth to feel good, to look good, and to have unlimited energy? How much is it worth to finally feel free again, to be free and to move freely again? That's what we're talking about, right? Well, it's about to be yours. I want everyone to be able to experience the Ideal Body System and live free again. So instead of charging what it's worth and what I've actually charged in the past, I'm practically going to give it away instead. You can have the Ideal Body System for only $47. So if you're ready to create your ideal body today, click the orange Add to Cart button below and let's get started immediately. Trust me, this is the one system that will work for you, just like it worked for June. I just want to thank you so much for the 8-step Ideal Body course. I truly have experienced a shift in perception regarding body image and weight release such that 19 pounds have gone away. The content of this course has empowered me in many areas beyond weight release. I've always loved learning and have attended many classes and seminars and courses over the years on different topics to continue to expand my knowledge. However, I've never learned so much on so many levels or grown so much in awareness as in this process in such a short time, and my life has improved beyond my expectation during these 8 weeks. You really have changed a life with this course. You're a blessing to all who connect with you. June Van Valkenburg. Thanks, June. That's very sweet. So here's what Brenda has to say about the Ideal Body System. Christy, your Ideal Body System has transformed me in such a short period of time. The nutrition and exercise plans were very practical and easy to follow. However, the mental shift that I got from following the workbook and especially the healing meditations were amazing. Thank you, Christy, for providing me with the tools to break through my resistance, to release excess weight, and to form a new relationship with food. I feel completely empowered. Brenda Rivas. Thanks so much, Brenda. You see, I'm a mother of 2 little boys, both under the age of now 3. And after having my first boy, Alex, I was committed to finding a way to release all the weight that I put on during my pregnancy. Being a speaker, a leader, and a best-selling author, I knew that there was a better way to release the weight than the trendy diets that were out there. So I set out on a journey to find the magic bullet to everlasting weight release. And I continued to go back to what I did prior to having my children because it worked. So here's the bold part. I wasn't quite sure what that looked like, so I figured, why go at it alone? I reached out to a lot of others who were struggling with weight release and asked if they wanted to take the journey with me. And during our journey together, I discovered and created the magic bullet to weight release. Not only did we all release the weight, we all have kept it off for over 2 years. It's been 3 years now. Actually, that's not true. Shortly after releasing the weight from being pregnant with Alex, I got pregnant with my second boy, Maxim. So after Maxim was born, I followed my Ideal Body System again and released all the weight from being pregnant with Maxim in just a few short months. And now, a year later, it's still off. Here's what I looked like before. You gotta love the socks, right? Oh, that's horrible. And here's what I look like now. Look, you can have your ideal body, and if I can do it, anybody can. Here's what the ideal body system did for Kelly. This is her before, and this is her after. Don't wait another day to start creating the body of your dreams. You can really start creating it today. The ideal body system is the magic bullet you've been searching for, I promise. And to prove it to you, I'm going to make you a guarantee that you won't find anywhere else. If you complete the ideal body system and put it to use in your life and you're not seeing amazing results by your own standard in 60 days, just shoot me an email or give me a call and I'll refund every penny back to you. No questions, no hard feelings, and we'll still be friends. Seriously, start the ideal body system today, and in 60 days, if you're not amazed at how you look, feel, and the progress you're making, I don't want your money. Plain and simple, I just want you to create your ideal body. I think the ideal body system is the best program to create everlasting results, and I know how much it's changed not only just my life, but the lives of many others who have followed the system, and I want you to see these same results. There's absolutely no risk to you. So just click the Add to Cart button below and let's create your ideal body together, today. Here's what Sharon has to say about the ideal body system. As a physician, I know that to have optimum health, it's necessary to maintain a healthy weight. However, I found myself trapped in the same excuses my patients used. Too much stress, too little time to eat healthy foods, no time or energy to exercise. As a result, my weight had ballooned up by 25 pounds, and it's not good for someone who's less than 5 feet tall. But with Christy's excellent coaching and gentle but firm encouragement, I've been able to refocus and begin to replace the excuses with effective action. She has provided the tools to continue with the healthy lifestyle even after the official program is completed. I highly recommend Christy. Thanks, Sharon. Listen, if you're tired of feeling overweight, lethargic, and simply unhappy, let today be the day that you choose to change it. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Say goodbye to the yo-yo diets. Say goodbye to the extra pounds. Say goodbye to the guilt. And say hello to your new body. Say hello to your new life. And say hello to your new freedom. Say hello to your skinny jeans again. Say hello to your ideal body. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope that you've chosen to make today the day that you release the weight once and for all. Click the Add to Cart button below, and I'll see you on the inside.